Alright, so I have a story for you guys today. Alright, so there was this builder, and he was really like well accredited for his work. He's been a builder for maybe like 65 years. So now he's getting like really old. Maybe not 65 years, maybe like 50 years. He's been a builder for 50 years, and he's really old, and he's getting ready to retire after a great career of being a builder and a constructor for houses. And basically, for his final job, his manager, his boss, gives him the task. Okay, well, you have one last house you need to build before your retirement. There's one last project you need to take on, and the builder, he's ready to retire. He's like, oh man, come on, are you serious? Like, I'm literally about to retire, and you're giving me one last project to build a house on. So then he's like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna work on that house. He starts building that house, but then he says like, okay, this was my last job, I'm just gonna do whatever. I'm just gonna not put my best work into it. So he made the house like very poorly. He oh, there's a lot of cars next to me, but yeah, he didn't properly screw in like the nails. He did a shabby job with the paint. He didn't take the right safety measures. He used like the cheaper materials. He was just very like lazy and had like a lack of effort, because he decided like, okay, well, this is my last job, I don't need to put too much effort into this. And he was like, okay, well, I'm gonna retire. So then he gets that job done as fast as possible because he just wants to retire, right? So yeah, he finishes this house, and then he goes back to his boss. He's like, boss, I'm done, can I retire now? Well, the house is finished. And the boss is like, well, I have a surprise for you. That house is actually for you. That's our gift to you for all your great years of work. And then the builder is like, oh shit, oh no. And then, well, like, he still accepts it, of course, but he knows that it wasn't built right, and that there's like a whole bunch of like safety issues, and that there's just overall a terrible job done with the house. And that's something he did with his great work, and it ended up being the gift to him from his workplace, his boss. And he builds the house, gets the poor job done because he did it. And basically, like, the message of that story is, whenever you set yourself to work on something, make sure you put 100% of your effort as if it was your own. Because now he's gonna live in that very like poorly built house, and that was all his creation. It was his gift, basically. And yeah, just make sure, like, whenever you're doing something, you put your best effort in. And there's a quote I wanna mention by Miyamoto Musashi, creator of Mario, and I think he was like a director of Nintendo, and just overall like legend in gaming. The quote is, an unfinished game is bad forever, but a delayed game will eventually be good. And what that means is, whenever you're working on a project and whatnot, especially when it's like have like an expected like due date, usually if you release something that hasn't had your best work put into it, it's not going to be great. It's not going to live up to that vision that you had for it. But it's better to honestly take your time and do something right, because what's the point of putting in effort the first time if when you build it, it's just not your best effort, and then you end up making a crappy project. And that's very important, because a lot of times, especially like when you take into account like personal projects or like school assignments, or like overall just like even like sports or like everyday like gym life, if you do a lackluster job, you're gonna get lackluster results. And there's no point of even putting in that time if the product that you have at the end of the day isn't the best it can be, or it's poorly built and there's not like a strong foundation behind it. So whenever like you begin working on a project, think about like the end result and what you truly want. And another way to look at this, right, is when you do something the first time, there's gonna be a lot of mistakes, right? And you're gonna learn a lot from that experience. That's how I feel a lot when I'm working on games. I create a game and then I learn about adding like these new components in Unity, like, oh, I could add AI detection and I can add all these other elements. And the first time I'm working with it is I don't really understand how it works, so I don't do a very good job. But then if I were to go again and like try it a second time, I know the result would be much better, and I know that I'll start to begin to learn like how the system works. So it ends up helping to sometimes when you're unhappy with results, try over again. I know there's a saying that in order to get something you've never had, you should do something you've never done. But sometimes practice makes perfect, and if you feel like you can nail something a second time, that's something that you didn't do right the first time, there's always opportunities to do something again, and you gotta take that into account. And yeah, this is just a little short video today. I just wanted to make that because it's important to put your best effort into everything you make. And yeah, thank you for listening.